let me tell you something that might change the way you see the rest of your life. The most successful people I have ever studied, the ones who built empires, the ones who changed nations, the ones who left legacies that outlived them by centuries, they all had one thing in common. It was not their education. It was not their connections. It was not even their talent. It was what they did with the first few hours of their day before the world woke up and started making demands on their time. And here is the truth that most people will never accept. The way you start your morning is the way you start your life. If you lose the morning, you lose the day. And if you lose enough days, my friend, you lose the years. And if you lose the years, you wake up one day wondering where it all went. So stay with me for the next few minutes, because what I am about to share with you is not theory. This is not something I read in a book and decided to repeat. This is the philosophy of living that separates those who merely exist from those who truly live. Now let me ask you a question, and I want you to really think about this. What did you do this morning before you picked up your phone? Before you checked those notifications? Before you let the outside world come rushing into your mind like water through a broken dam? What did you do for yourself? What did you do for your spirit? What did you do for your dreams? Most people cannot answer that question honestly because most people do not have a morning. They have a reaction. The alarm goes off and immediately they are responding to something outside of themselves. They check their messages and suddenly someone else's problems become their problems. They scroll through social media and suddenly someone else's life makes them feel inadequate about their own. And just like that, before the sun has even fully risen, they have given away the most powerful hours of their day to everyone and everything except themselves. You see, there is something almost sacred about the early morning hours. There is a stillness that exists before the noise begins. There is a clarity that comes when the world is quiet and your mind has not yet been cluttered with the chaos of the day. The ancient philosophers knew this. The great leaders understood this. The poets and the artists and the visionaries, they all knew that morning is not just a time of day. A morning is an opportunity. And the question you have to ask yourself is this: are you seizing that opportunity or are you sleeping through it? I remember years ago I met a man who had built a remarkable business from nothing. I mean, truly from nothing. He grew up poor. He did not have the advantages that some people have. No wealthy parents to bail him out. No powerful connections to open doors for him. Just a young man with a dream and a willingness to work. And I asked him, I said, tell me, what is the one thing you did differently? What is the secret that others might be missing? And he looked at me with these calm, steady eyes, and he said something I will never forget. He said, I decided to own my mornings before life could own me. I wake up at 5 every single day. Not because I have to, because I choose to. Those 2 hours before the world wakes up, that is when I read. That is when I think. That is when I plan. That is when I become the person I need to be to handle whatever the day throws at me. He said most people wake up and immediately go into defense mode. They are reacting and responding and putting out fires all day long. But me, I start in offense mode. I have already won several small victories before most people have finished their coffee. And that stayed with me. That phrase, win before the world wakes up. Because that is exactly what mastering your morning is all about. It is about creating momentum. It is about building discipline. It is about telling yourself through your actions, not just your words, but through your actual behavior, that you are serious about this life, that you are not here to drift, that you are not here to just get by, that you have somewhere to go and something to become, and you are willing to do what it takes to get there. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, that sounds nice, but I am just not a morning person. And I understand that. I really do. But let me challenge that thought for a moment. What if being a morning person is not something you are born with, but something you become? What if it is not about your natural tendencies, but about your trained habits? You see, we like to use our identity as an excuse. I am not a morning person. I am not disciplined. I am not organized. But the truth is we are not fixed creatures. We are not stuck in one way of being forever. We are capable of transformation. We are capable of growth. We can decide today to become someone different tomorrow. And that decision, that choice to change, it often starts with something as simple as what time you set your alarm and what you do when it goes off. Think about this for a moment. Imagine two people, same age, same background, same opportunities. The first person wakes up every morning at 5. For 1 hour, they read books that expand their mind. For 30 minutes, they exercise and strengthen their body. For 30 minutes, they plan their day and focus their intentions. They do this every single day for 10 years. Now imagine the second person. They wake up at the last possible minute. They rush through their morning in a fog of stress and hurry. They skip breakfast. They check their phone while still half asleep. They arrive at their day already behind, already reactive, already drained. They do this every single day for 10 years. Now let me ask you, after a decade, where do you think each of these people will be? Who will have grown more? Who will have achieved more? Who will have become more? The answer is obvious. And yet so many people live like the second person and wonder why their life is not changing. You see, the morning is not just about productivity. It is not just about getting more done. It is about who you become in those quiet hours. It is about building the kind of character that can withstand the storms of life. When you wake up early and do hard things before you have to, you are training yourself to be someone who does not take the easy way out. You are building mental toughness. You are building self-respect. You are proving to yourself that you can be trusted to keep the promises you make to yourself. And that, my friend, is the foundation of all success. Can you trust yourself? When you say you are going to do something, do you do it? Or do you hit the snooze button and tell yourself you will start tomorrow? Let me share something with you about discipline, because I think this is where most people get confused. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is not suffering. Discipline is love. It is love for yourself. It is love for your future. It is love for the person you are capable of becoming. When a parent disciplines a child, when they set boundaries and expectations, they are not doing it to be cruel. They are doing it because they care about who that child will grow up to be. And you have to become that loving parent to yourself. You have to set boundaries for yourself. You have to have expectations for yourself. You have to hold yourself to a standard that reflects the value of your life. The great tragedy is not that people aim too high and miss. The great tragedy is that people aim too low and hit. They set their standards so low that they easily achieve them, and they call that success. But deep down they know. Deep down there is a whisper that says you could be more. You could do more. You are capable of so much more than this, and that whisper, that is your potential calling out to you. That is the person you were meant to be, trapped inside the person you have settled for being. And the morning, the way you start your day, that is your chance to answer that call. Now I want to talk about something practical, because philosophy is beautiful, but it has to become practice or it means nothing. What does a powerful morning actually look like? It does not have to be complicated. In fact, simplicity is the key. The morning should be sacred, and that means it should be protected. No phone for the first hour. I know that sounds radical in this day and age, but think about it. Your phone is a portal to everyone else's agenda. The moment you pick it up, you are no longer living your morning. You are reacting to someone else's. So the first rule is protect that time, Gaim. Guard it like it is precious, because it is. Start with something that centers you. For some people, that is prayer. For some, it is meditation. For some, it is simply sitting in silence with a cup of coffee and letting the mind settle. The world moves so fast these days. Everyone is rushing and scrolling and consuming and reacting. But in the morning, in those early hours, you have a chance to slow down. You have a chance to be still. And in that stillness, you find something that cannot be found in the noise. You find yourself. Then move your body. It does not have to be a 2-hour gym session. It can be a walk. It can be stretching. It can be a few minutes of simple exercises. But move. Get the blood flowing. Wake up the muscles. Tell your body that this is not a day for lying around. This is a day for action. This is a day for living fully. There is something almost magical about physical movement in the morning. It changes your state. It shifts your energy. You go from groggy and sluggish to alert and alive. And that energy carries through the rest of the day. Then feed your mind. Read something. Listen to something. Learn something. Even if it is just for 15 minutes. The person who reads for 15 minutes every morning has read dozens of books by the end of the year. The person who waits until they feel like reading, who says they will do it when they have more time, they finish nothing. Small disciplines practiced consistently lead to massive results over time. This is the power of compounding, and it applies to your personal growth just as much as it applies to money. And finally, plan. Take a few minutes to think about your day. What matters most? What must get done? What will you focus on? Most people let the day happen to them. They show up and they just see what comes. But the masters, the ones who achieve great things, they design their days. They approach each day with intention. They know what they are going after, and they go after it with focus and determination. Now, I want to share a story with you because I think it illustrates something important. There was a farmer who lived in a small village, and every year during the harvest season, while the other farmers slept in, this man would wake up 2 hours before dawn. He would go to his fields in the darkness, and he would start working by the light of the stars. His neighbors laughed at him. They said, "Why do you wake so early? The sun is not even up. The work will still be there when the day begins." But the farmer just smiled and kept doing what he did. Year after year, the same pattern. While others slept, he worked. While others complained about the heat of the afternoon sun, he was already resting in the shade because his work was done. And over time, something remarkable happened. His harvest grew larger than anyone else's. His fields flourished while others struggled. His family prospered while others just got by. And one day a young man from the village came to him and asked for his secret. The farmer looked at the young man and said, "There is no secret. I simply understood something that most people never learn. The hours before dawn are not just hours. They are seeds. And what you plant in those hours determines what you harvest in your life." That story is about all of us. Every single morning is a chance to plant seeds. Seeds of discipline. Seeds of knowledge. Seeds of health. Seeds of focus. And those seeds do not disappear. They grow, they multiply, they become the harvest of your life. But you have to plant them. No one can do it for you. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to wake you up and force you to become great. That is your job. That is your responsibility. That is your gift. I want to speak now to those of you who are feeling behind. Maybe you are watching this and you are thinking it is too late for me. I have wasted so many mornings. I have wasted so many years. And to you, I want to say this with all the sincerity in my heart. It is not too late. As long as you are breathing, it is not too late. The past is gone. You cannot get those mornings back. But tomorrow morning is coming. And the morning after that, and the morning after that. You still have time. You still have chances. You still have mornings waiting for you. The only question is, what will you do with them? Do not let regret over the past paralyze you in the present. Do not let the weight of what you did not do stop you from doing what you still can. The best time to start was years ago. The second best time is now. Right now. This moment. This decision. This commitment to do things differently from this point forward. And here is what I know to be true. When you start winning your mornings, something shifts inside of you. You start to carry yourself differently. You start to see yourself differently. You start to believe that maybe, just maybe, you are capable of things you never thought possible. Because every morning that you wake up early, every morning that you do the hard things, every morning that you choose growth over comfort, you are sending a message to yourself. You are saying, I am not a victim of my circumstances. I am the creator of my life. I am not waiting for things to happen. I am making things happen. That is power, real power. Not the power that comes from money or status or other people's approval, but the power that comes from within. The power of knowing that you are becoming the person you were born to be. The power of living with intention and purpose and discipline. So here is my challenge to you. Tomorrow morning, do something different. Wake up 30 minutes earlier than you normally would. Do not touch your phone. Sit in the stillness. Read a few pages of something meaningful. Move your body. Think about your day. See how it feels just one morning, just one experiment, and then do it again the next day, and the next, and the next, and watch what happens to your life over the coming weeks and months and years. The transformation will not happen overnight. Real change never does. But it will happen. Day by day, morning by morning, you will become someone new, someone stronger, someone clearer, someone who does not just dream about a better life, but actually lives one. Let me leave you with this thought. Your life is not measured in years. It is measured in days. And your days are won or lost in the morning. So master your mornings. Take control of those precious hours. Stop giving them away to sleep and scrolling in chaos. Use them. Invest them. Make them count. Because at the end of your life, when you look back on all the days you were given, I want you to be able to say, I used them well. I lived fully. I became everything I was capable of becoming. And it all started in the morning. Now go. Wake up tomorrow with purpose. The world needs the best version of you. And that version is built one morning at a time. Start tomorrow. Start now. Your future self is watching. Make them proud.